Hello and welcome to this week's session of 10-Minute Tuesdays, where we take on career development 10 minutes at a time or less. This week we're going to be doing a StandOut demo, and this is a mock video practice platform for interviewing that UWS has. My name is Heather Rickrell, and I am in Career Services at University of Wisconsin-Superior. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, I'm already logged into StandOut. The way you can find StandOut is by going to the campus logins page, clicking on it, and then just using your UWS login credentials. And when you get in, it's going to give you an information page. You don't really need to do anything on this page unless you want to. I think the most important piece of this page is the activity right here. So for instance, let's say you wanted to go back into that random questions practice you didn't finish last time, or you want to retry it, you could just click on it from here. Otherwise, in the top bar, the home page always brings you back to what you see here. The practice page takes you into where you can do the mock interviews. The rest of this really isn't applicable to you at this point in time. And if we continue moving across the right side, this help piece right here will take you to the help site, and it usually opens in a new tab. So we'll let that chug. I would be really surprised if you come up with a question on StandOut and it doesn't have the answer here. That would really surprise me. So the way you use this is you want to click on this StandOut for interviewees right here. Make sure the box turns to green and then click on it. And you'll be able to type in the search bar to get an answer. If you don't find an answer, do let us know or submit a request. They will help you out there as well. So very helpful help section there. As far as what's under your profile, I'm just on the practice site for career services so that I can show the student view. Home help is here as well. You can change your profile. You can see your activity. There's a site map and there's logout as well. So let's get back to the good stuff here. If I go into practice, this is where you're going to find all of the good stuff for what you will need. There are 4 pages of practices that are already set up. So these are mock interviews that are ready to go. Note that there are several pages. And I want to point out, I know I mentioned that random practices interview. It's at the very end. It's just general questions. Great place to start with interviewing if you need to practice, haven't done one before, anything like that. Just general interview questions. So I'm going to go into the back into the first page. I highly encourage you to do this sort of 2-minute welcome to StandOut piece. What it does is it shows you how StandOut works. So the way this works is there will be a recorded person asking you a question. So let's just go into this. There's a detail page, and then we can go to continue. And you can push play here. She will ask you a question, and then the camera will turn on over here. Now, I can't turn on my camera because Zoom is using it, so I can't show you this piece live, but your camera will turn on. You'll have a timer in the corner that you can see, so you can't go over that timer or it cuts you off. If you finish before the timer, you can hit stop, and then you can click next. And then she will ask you another question. When she's done, your camera turns on, you record, you stop, you click next. This one's only 2 questions, right? So after your 2 questions, what will happen is you will get a screen where you can view the questions, you can view your answers, and then down below that, you can see the readout of how you did. So let me go back and I'll see if I can try to show you this. Back to practices. And this means that I did an interview, like I've completed it. But let me go into responses here. And you can see that I responded here, and down below it tried to comprehend what I was saying, right? So it'll give me a bar graph. It'll point out my hesitations. I can click on this word talk and it'll take me right to the video where I said that. It helps me understand where I'm not being clear, right? Notice that I can share my interview here, so I can share there. And I think I can also share here. and I can also reset the whole thing. So let's talk about sharing a little bit. This is a great feature. Now, if I want to share this, note when I hit share, there is a box that comes up with 4 people. These are all career services people that I can share this with. Feel free to share with one, all, however many. I encourage you to start with one. Um, but that means that StandOut sends a notice to this person, and this person then will review and give you feedback on this. Okay. And then once you do that, you can hit done. Okay. You can also share your interview by link. If the person's not on StandOut, it can be hard for them to access it. So it's easiest if they are on StandOut. Um, let's go back to practice. And let's talk about creating your own practice. So when you're in this main window for practice, you see this, create your own practice. And this just means that you run the show, right? So you can go to create your own practice, this create button that's green. We'll click on that. And you decide the level of question, easy, moderate, or challenging. There are, it looks like well over 1,000 questions that are in the system. It's my understanding that another 1,500 questions are coming by summer. So there are a lot in here. They may be tagged by discipline area. There are also general questions. That's where most of them are. Okay, so you decide where you want them to pull from by clicking here, and then you choose the max number of questions. So let's say you just want to get started. Maybe you try 4 of them, and then you click begin practice, and it's going to look exactly like the ones that are already set up, where a person will ask a question. When the person is done, then your video will begin. It'll record you. You click stop when you're done, and then you click the next question, and then when you finish questions, you'll get that sort of readout and the screen where you can share or you can retry. You can always go back to the practice page to set up more. So again, you're welcome to share these practices that you create on your own to get feedback. That's totally fine. And that's really about all there is for StandOut. It's a really great platform, and I encourage you to use it as much as possible to practice and really get ready for those interviews. It's a really good look at what it's going to be like to virtually interview. So I think that's it for StandOut this week. Thanks for joining me for 10-Minute Tuesdays, where we take on career development in 10 minutes or less at a time. Hope you have a great week. We'll see you next week, and take good care out there.